to do a quick video today to share some experiences I had and things that I've just learned because I've decided to learn a second instrument. And the reason this is so current is that yesterday I went to our local ukulele jam session where a group of people get together and all play and sing songs together. And the reason this is sticking out in my mind is that yesterday, when I went to this ukulele session, I realized I've hardly even picked up the ukulele in the last month. And the reason is because I've started to learn guitar and I've been spending all of my time doing that and not so much time on ukulele. So I thought I would share my experience and some of the things that I learned along the way. So the first thing is that I learned initially when you're picking up a new instrument, it's really hard to go back and forth to other instruments because you're so focused on learning the new skill that when you go back to the other instrument, it just feels awkward. And then you feel like then you go back to your new instrument and you're almost getting confused. And so for me, especially in those beginning months, I just didn't even really want to play the ukulele at all. And sometimes I'll go into phases where I only want to play the guitar or I only want to play the ukulele. So that was my first thing. If you're going to learn a second instrument, be a little bit patient. And it's okay to drop your initial instrument for a while as you pick up the new one because it will take some time, and it takes some time to get good or to the place that you want to be. So my second takeaway is that because I want to continue to practice and keep up on the ukulele, I do need to build in some sort of practice to keep up the skills so that then when I do go to pick it up, it's not so frustrating. And so one of the things I started to do was find songs that I can play on either instrument because now I've learned the melody and I've learned to sing. So I know when the chord changes are. And so it makes it a little bit easier to go back and forth between two instruments with the same song. And so I've used that to help build up my skills, not only on the song, but on multiple instruments. The third thing that I wanted to share is that it seemed like adding the second instrument really eliminated any blockages I had around thoughts for learning even more instruments. I know that sounds crazy, but to be honest, I never thought I would move from ukulele to guitar, and I did that. So it gives you that confidence that you need that, hey, I can, if I want to, I can learn another instrument and like, this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And I think I'm already thinking about the next instrument, and I have just barely, gotten okay at guitar. I can play a few songs and I've done some recordings, but still have a long way to go. But even lately, I'm thinking, do I want to try a metal flute or do I want to try an electric guitar? So it seems like the idea of new instruments and adding new instruments is much less foreign now. So that was item 3. So moving on to, what is the value of having this experience with multiple instruments? And I think it's having an appreciation for certainly the people who are experts in their field. I can tell you yesterday, I was watching some of the people play ukulele and sing, and they have an open mic. And I was amazed. How do they know all the notes to play, and how do they know how to do all those things? And I realized whether it's an instrument or your entire musical experience, you have your own things that you're going to be interested in. And so for me, I became interested in learning another instrument instead of going deeper on ukulele. It doesn't mean like I'll never come back to that and maybe learn more things, but has been my focus, is learning a new instrument. The other thing that has been my focus is songwriting. So again, I may be a better songwriter than someone who is going deep on learning new songs on ukulele that someone else has written. So the skill sets are somewhat different, and so you can get a different experience. So I wanted to really share this different experience that you can have with playing an instrument and learning an instrument everybody has their own angle on what they find interesting, and that we should embrace that. And I think that a lot of bands do that. They have certain people who are really good at songwriting, some people who are good at the drums, etc. So the other thing that's kind of cool about learning multiple instruments is that if you're going to be recording your own music as a songwriter, it's nice to be able to put different layers of different instruments into your recordings. And so that was one of the reasons I thought of the metal flute could be a kind of a cool thing to add. So, number 5, I will be completely honest. I never thought that I would learn another instrument. And now I just can't imagine not playing the guitar. It just seems like, now looking back, what was I waiting for? Why didn't I want to play? And so I wanted to challenge you that if you're thinking about playing an instrument, whether you're learning your first instrument or your fifth instrument, I hope that each instrument will enhance your enjoyment of music, and that just remember to be patient when you're learning this new instrument, because it's a whole new skill. And just remember how hard it was to learn your first instrument, and take that with you as you learn the next one. And if you like this sort of video, I hope that you'll subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.